Well, good morning, everybody. This is Julia Royston, and I know you're looking, why is she in the dark? Well, it's early morning here. I wasn't able to record. I've had a wild week. It has been, I hope you can see my face, but it's been a very busy week. And it's been an exciting week, though. Even though it's busy, it's been an exciting week. So this is the day that the Lord has made. I was rejoiced and be glad in it. As you can tell, I'm not home. It's not well lit. You don't see the red microphone, so you know I'm on the road. And it's amazing because this is the life that I really dreamed about. And it wasn't just while I was teaching. This is the life I dreamed about since I was like 8 years old. I had a whole life planned out, and I thought it was pretend. I thought it was just imaginary, but I think it was real. I saw myself doing this on the road, hotels, large convention centers. But I imagined that I would be singing, but God had a different plan for me. And I've done all of that. But the latter part of my life is about literacy. It's about motivating and encouraging the next generation. So that's what I've been doing. I've been on my mission. March is all about me, and that's what we talked about last week. But it's I must be about my father's business, but it's my mission. I have a mission. I have a part to play in the Father's business. So, as some of you know, and if you're seeing me for the first time, sorry, this is not usually how it is. Come back next week. No, you have to come back the following week because I'll still be on the road. Um, but my father had a janitor service, and we all had a part to play in it. It was a family business. My dad taught in the day, and my mother ran the business in the day, and then we all chipped in one part or another in the evenings. Um, but when we went in a building, it was five of us in a building. And when we first started going into, especially banks, my youngest sister was about 2 or 3 years old. Her job was to pick up all the little pieces of paper. I've told this before on the floor and put it in the trash can. My other sister's job was to empty the trash into the um, bigger, either garbage bag or if we had a large container. But anyway, and then my job was primarily dusting. My mother took care of the kitchen. My dad was doing the vacuuming if we were together like that. If not, my mother may vacuum. My sister, as we got older, it all changed. But everybody had a mission. Everybody had a part to play. Everybody had a role to play. My younger sister was 2, and that meant my other sister was, I was 8, and my other sister was 6. So, and then I started answering the phone for my dad at 9. So we all had a part to play. We were all a part of the father's business, my father's business. But in the larger scheme of things, as an adult and as a faith-based person, I'm a part of my heavenly father's business too. I have a mission to play. I have a purpose. I have a part to play in it. And no matter how rough it gets, and it got a little rough the other day. It Nothing really bad. I was just tired. And he said, "No, this is the life you prayed for. This is the life you saw. This is the life you're in. So as they say, suck it up, big girl. It's gonna happen." But I realized that even doing and being and doing what God called you to do, it still can get hard. Even though you have the gift for it, you have the ability for it, you have the talent for it, you have the grace for it, it still can be rough. So sometimes you have to stop. Sometimes you have to pray. Sometimes that's just the way it has to be. But you must be about your father's business. I must be about my father's business. It's really an individual affair. You have to decide. You have to determine. And a lot of people are feeling hopeless and uh, discouraged and disenfranchised. But a lot of that has to be it is due to you're not moving and flowing in your purpose. And I think a part of this, because that's what I've really been praying about. I'm like, okay, God, what is this about? So many changes going on in the world. So what am I supposed to be doing? I can't control that over there. I can only control me. And even some of the things that I want to control, I can't, that are out of my control. So what are the things that you really want me to be working on? What should I really be focusing on? And it's been about my father's business. What I'm put on earth to do is what I have to focus on. I had to put on blinders like they do in the horses. I'm from Kentucky. And so the blinders that they put on is to help me stay focused. Not even I can see my brother, I can see my sister, I can be compassionate about them, but you know, sometimes I can't run to help. It's not for me to help. Sometimes I'm not supposed to help. And and sometimes I'm just supposed to stand in the gap and intercede and pray. But we always have to remember that the earth is the Lord and the fullness thereof, the world and they that dwell therein. So he said, all everything is mine. It's in my hands. I built it. I created it. I'm the creator of all things. But we also have a part to play. So first off, if you're really kind of confused about what you should be doing, if a man lacks wisdom, let him ask of God. That's your job, is to ask. It's always to pray without ceasing, seek him up with up. You can tell about everything. That's the beauty of our Heavenly Father, is He's concerned about every facet of your life. I often say He's numbered all the hairs that are on my head. Are you serious? And you don't think He's concerned about how you're going to eat, how you're going to sleep, where you're going to live, what jobs you're going to have, what car you're going to drive, how many children you're going to have, what your part in ministry is. He's going to leave you stuck. He's going to leave you. Uh, no, I don't believe that. Now, sometimes he doesn't answer, just like your parents didn't answer you every question you ask. Sometimes it was for you to keep working and keep doing. There was nothing for you to do but maintain and keep going. And then, like the GPS, when it's time to make that turn, you will. So therefore, if you struggle with that, ask him. And then you have a role to play in this whole scheme of life. You're not here without a purpose. The fork has a purpose. The knife has a purpose. The spoon has a purpose. The plate has. So if inanimate objects have a purpose, we're more important than inanimate objects, although they help us eat every day. We're more important to God than those inanimate objects. So therefore, ask Him, what should I be doing now? What direction should I be going? Now, I told y'all I'm a little bit different because I start asking God for the next year. If I live, if I'm not, if I'm glory, I'm good. If I'm with God, I'm good. But for the next year, Lord, what do you want me to be doing? Where do you want me to be headed? What's my word? And I start asking the June of the previous year for the next year because I want to be kind of ready for the mission. Now, I'm never ready for everything. There's always surprises. God always leaves that open because He always wants you to need Him. Hello. He sits high, He looks low. He's King of Kings and Lord of Lords. And if you knew everything, you'd be God, and we're not. We're made in His image, we're made in His likeness, but we're not Him. We just not. I mean, I know some people think they are, but you're not, boo. I love you dearly, and I pray God's blessing upon you, but you're not. So therefore, we need to ask Him, what is my role? And even in that role, it can change. The duties can change. The assignment can change, but my role stays the same. So, brief story. I normally tell people all the time that I have always played a public service role. no matter what. I've always been in public service or a service oriented role. As a librarian, how can I help you? What are we working on today? As a teacher, this is what we're working on. How can I help you be the best student you can be? As a publisher, how can I help you? That's how I start on my calls. You scheduled the appointment with me. How can I help you? This is your call. What's going on? Even after I publish people and they schedule, okay, this is your call. What what can I do for you? How can I help you? So I've always played that. So that's I know that is a part of my call is service. I've always been at the reference desk. How can I help you? I've always been the librarian. How can I help you? Information manager. What do you need? How can I help you? And so even my tag for my publishing company is helping you get your message to the masses, turn your words into wealth, and be a book business boss. How can I help you do it? I can do some things for you, but I still want to empower you. So even now, um, we had Read Across America Week recently. I don't know when you're going to be viewing this, but it was very recently. And I was in the schools. I was in 4 schools in a week, and I was empowering and encouraging uh, young writers. They were in elementary school. I did go to a middle school too, and so therefore, I was still in that role. I was still in that position. I'm looking differently because after I finished with my sessions, I walked out the door. Before, I was in the building for 7 to 8 hours helping students, but now my role has changed and texting and emailing clients and being at another conference and another trade show and outside festival. And that's the reason why I'm really kind of congested because I'm in outside in different kind of weather, talking to people, but it's still, how can I help you? How can I help you point you into a book that I hope that your child will enjoy and benefit from? Ah, yeah. That's always been my role and duty and I have the grace for it. I have the personality for it. But what is it you have the personality for? What is it that you have the grace for? What is it that you are called to do? So therefore, the Father's business, your mission is to find that out. Find out what your role, duty, and assignment. And then this has just been in my spirit just basically all year, but move quickly. With wisdom, move quickly. Just say that to yourself. With wisdom and a clear understanding, but move quickly. I have met so many people say, "Oh, I was supposed to do, I thought about doing," and they didn't say, "Okay, but my mother died, and that kind of derailed me. That slowed me down." Or sometimes they don't say, "Okay, I got a divorce and this happened," and then no. Some people haven't had those major, catastrophic, life-altering, transformational events. They just didn't do it. I'm like, "Did you lose a job? No. Did you lose a child? No. Did somebody die? No. Uh, no, they just didn't do it. So I understand and totally get it about we had to move, the job went under, I lost my job. Okay, I get that. But you haven't had none of that. You just been steady as you go. Same call, same duty, same goal, and you haven't done it yet. Well, then move quickly because he's not going to change his mind. Your mission, the Father's business has not changed. Number one, it's reconciling man unto himself, loving the Lord with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength. And if you love me, keep my commandments. And then the second is likened to the first, love your neighbor as you love yourself. So, what are you supposed to be doing to help your neighbor? I know March is about you, but it's about you in relationship to the whole world. It's about you related to the Father's business and the mission of this whole world. Yeah, when you think about it on that level, you're like, oh, okay, so what should I be doing? Oh, and then most people resort to like Moses. Well, I don't speak well enough. Well, I don't do that enough. Well, I need to. Well, I gotta focus. Well, I gotta. And then you look up and you're 75 years old, or you look up and you're 55 years old, or you look up and you're 45 years old and you haven't done it yet. The Father's business. What's your mission? What's your mission? What's your role? What's your assignment in the Father's business? That's for you to find out. I know what mine is, and it's taking me and moving me. And believe you me, my steps may be a little slower. I walked into a restaurant and I was moving kind of slow, and he said, "Pace yourself. Don't be in no rush." That's what my mother says. Slow your roll, slow your pace, slow your pace. And but more importantly, I'm keeping my pace going so I can living my best life, which is coming up at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, right there on envision-radio.com, where praise meets talk 24/7. And then at 11 a.m., the Spike Davis and Friends tune in for Last Music and More. And then Tuesdays at 10:30 a.m., the Book Business Boss Show on envision-radio.com. And then the replays up through season 3, proud to say, on the Book Business Boss podcast.com. If you're ready to be a book business boss, go to beabookbusinessboss.com, download From Author to Entrepreneur, and be on the writing and publishing and the book business boss journey. And once that is, if you need any help and you need to have a conversation with me, go to talkwithroyston.com. And remember, talkwithroyston.com is on the calendar, it's on the Eastern time zone. And so keep that always in mind. But talkwithroyston.com. Coming up this week, I still have a busy week. I have a couple days that I'm going to be working out of somewhere. And I could work in pretty much anywhere. Give me a coffee shop, give me a hotel room like I am today, or somewhere else that I could be working and moving. But the March 13th to the 15th, I'll be at the Great Homeschool Convention. So if you're in Greenville, South Carolina, I'm headed your way. And join us for the Great Homeschool Convention. My first time being with the homeschool uh, community. I've been with Montessori. I've been with communities and large festivals. Um, I'm currently in Selma. So if you're in Selma, Alabama for the bridge crossing today, so that's currently where I am. And then I have a couple days to reorganize and get back with people and have meetings online. And then I'm moving toward Greenville, and I'll be there the 13th to the 15th. And then I'm always excited about these ladies because, oh Lord, I met them before COVID, and they pretty much read all of my fiction. I'm getting ready to introduce them to some other fiction as well, of some of the other authors of BK Royston Publishing. But it's Sisters with Hair Book Club. I've been with them about 5 or 6 years in Edgefield, South Carolina. So I'll be with them March 15th that evening. And then hopefully I'll be getting some sleep so that we can have traveling grace and mercy headed back home during the week of March 18th. So you all pray my strength in the Lord, as we used to say at my home church. And then I don't think I have anywhere else to be the rest of the month. If I look at my calendar later and I figure it out, I'll let you all know in the next week or so. But you all be blessed. Be about your Father's business. Find out what your mission is. We love you always, and be blessed. I'm Dr. Julie Royston of BK Royston Publishing, Royal Media and Publishing, and the Book Business Boss Consulting, helping you get your message to the masses, turn your words into wealth, and be a book business boss. Be blessed. Love you. Bye bye.